Amen. And guess what? Saul, the king of Israel, turned against David. Let me tell you something. If you in this world and think folks ain't going to turn against you, just keep on living. Just keep on living. The same folks who said I will be with you will turn against you. This is the same David who had killed Goliath, because the whole army of Israel, even the king of Israel, who's supposed to, had went out there and fought the battle. Amen. Was hiding in his tent. David had killed Goliath. David had fought out front for Saul. Yes, sir. And the same Saul turned against him and had been running David and trying to kill David and everything. And David had been fleeing for his life, you understand, from his own countrymen that he had fought for. I may be talking to somebody in here. Amen. Been helping somebody that didn't turn their back on me. Have been doing for some folks and they done just turn their back on me. Amen. Saul wanted to kill David. David had to leave Israel. Had to leave his own country. And had to go over there and get with this other king, this king of Gad. Yes, sir. You understand? Got with this king of Gad, and guess what? David had started fighting for the king of Gad. Instead of fighting for his own countrymen, because his own countrymen had ran him off. You know, sometimes you might end up going and helping somebody else because your own folks will turn against you. You understand? And this is what happened to David. David had got over there, and the alliance to these folks, to the king of Gad, was the Philistines. Was the same folks who David had killed one of their own champions. You understand? And guess what? When they got down there, amen, they were fixing to go against Israel. And bring you up and stuff again. Look, Saul had went down, amen, because he was afraid. Yes, sir. You know, this was a man who God had dropped. This was a man who God had stopped being with. This was a man who God had told the prophet Samuel, said, look, Saul, I done pushed him on the side. I'm not with Saul no more. You understand? And Samuel had died. And Saul went down there and got somebody with a familiar spirit. That means a witch. Got a witch to pull Samuel up out of the grave. Say, I need you to pull this man up. And the witch had pulled up. See, a lot of folks don't know what a witch can do. I'm going to tell you, there's some witches still in this world. Amen. God had told Saul to kill all those who had familiar spirits. And everything. Saul wouldn't do it, but guess what? Saul went running to one of them. And when she pulled up for somebody out of the grave, see, people running around, they don't think the devil have power. Come on, man. But that's what the devil have, is some power. You don't have all power. And he'll control the witch. Because guess what? This witch pulled up Samuel out of the grave. Samuel's spirit came up, and Samuel said, why would you want to pull me up? Why would you want to pull me up? Because Saul was scared. He didn't have a prophet to tell him what's going on no more because God wouldn't even talk to him. See, I'm going to tell you something. I'm trying to encourage somebody. You need to encourage yourself in the Lord. If you're still with God, you need to encourage yourself in the Lord. The foe will turn against you. You see, when he found out, I don't know what's happened to David. I've been trying to kill him. He's gone, and now Samuel's dead, and I can't even find nobody that got God on their side. Yes, sir. I'm going to tell you something. Sometimes God will drop you for your evil way. And that's why he dropped Saul. But to make a long story short, amen, after Saul had got Samuel out of the grave, Samuel told him, you know what, Saul, you and your son finna die. You and your son finna die on the battlefield. So that said that God is finna take you out of here. And bring us up to what's happening now. David was fixing to go down with the Philistines and the king of Gad to fight against Israel, to fight against Saul. And the Philistines said, no. We ain't going to fight long with David because it's the same David who used to kill all these folks, all these soldiers. We ain't going to fight with David long there in the ranks with us because he allowed to kill us from right inside. We don't want David I don't want you to go along with us. David said, haven't I been a servant to you? He said, no, I don't want you to go. See, I'm going to tell you something. Sometimes folks will make you turn against your own people if you don't be careful. Somebody encourage yourself in the Lord. See that, but that was God's will, not to let David go down and fight against his own folks. That was God's will. Yes, sir. Not the people's will. That was God would set the Philistine against David and say, no, we don't want David. Yes, sir. See, but I'm going to tell you something. When you got God on your side, you ain't got nothing to worry about. Amen. David was in the Lord. Saul wasn't. See, but guess what? God was still looking out for David. He was still holding David true to his word, not to David's word, but to his word. And guess what? When the king of God told David, said, David, you just go back to, go back to camp. Yeah. Don't worry about it. I'll go along with the Philistines and fight against Israel. Say you've been loyal to me, but you going back. And guess what? When David got back, David didn't have the 600 men with him. But guess what? They were some tough guys. You know why they were tough? Because God was on their side. I'll tell you something. With God on your side, you ain't got to worry about the enemy. David's 600 men had whipped a whole lot of folks. He had whipped the Amalekites many times. You understand? He had whipped many other folks for the king of Gath. He hadn't lost a battle. Come on. I'm trying to say, with God on your side, you ain't going to lose no battle. Amen. It might look like you lose the war, but guess what? You ain't going to lose no battle. Trust me. You understand? So see what done happened here? Now, David took his 600 men and said, well, we're going back to camp. Yes, sir. Got back to camp, and guess what had happened? The Amalekite had showed up there, and guess what? They destroyed the camp, set the camp on fire, took their wives. The 600 he had with him took their wives and their children, took David's wives and his children. They took both of David's wives and all that, and took out with them. Come on. Huh? David got back there and found the camp on fire. Somebody encourage yourself. And guess who turned against him? Huh? His own men who he had been leading. His own men who had been in battle with him. Not only Saul had been trying to kill him, but his own men now who he had been fighting with turned against him. They were getting ready to stone David.